On an early morning, 4 mistakes I made while losing weight.
You gotta be so good that they can't ignore you, especially the ones that ain't done shit for you. Yeah, you know exactly what I mean. They stab you in the back and then they ask why you're bleeding.
My name is Alan Roberts. This is Everyday Day Fitness. Like, subscribe, and click this notification over here and share my videos, motherfuckers. And do not bitch about it being dark. It's early on a fucking Sunday morning. I want to make a video for you, motherfuckers. So, for those of you that don't know, last year I lost about 60-some pounds in 122 days. I did that. It's outlined how I did that in my book, Math and Willpower. It'll be linked up here and down below and all sorts of fucking places. So check that shit out. Go to everydaydayfitness.net. Coaching, programs, all sorts of shit. Anyway. But last year I lost a bunch of weight, and I did it very, very, I did it in 4 months. So I basically lost close to a half a pound a day. And that was the average. And it's, like I said, it's outlined in my book, but I wanted to talk to you about some mistakes I made while doing that. Some of those mistakes I made while doing that, probably the first one was I stepped on a scale way too fucking often. I was very, 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 very focused on the fucking weight. And that was one of the reasons was because I put on social media, I was going to weigh X amount of weight between, I think I said I was going to weigh between 182 and 188 pounds by such and such date, coming down from 240 some pounds. So, I was very, very focused on the fucking weight because I fucking said I would, and I was going to fucking do it. That is not always a good thing. I don't have my clients, when I do online coaching, especially for the morbidly obese, they step on a scale once a fucking week. I'll even talk to their spouse or something like that to make sure that they don't get on the scale any more often than that, because it can fuck with your head. There's too many variations depending on how much water you have in your system, depending on what time of day it is. You should always weigh yourself the same way, wearing the same shit, the same day, after the same process. Like I always have my clients try to weigh in, like on one particular day they pick it, one particular day after they've had, gone to the bathroom for the morning, before they've eaten anything, before they've drank anything, weigh your fucking self in right fucking then. That is when you're going to be your lightest, because normally right when you wake up, you're a little dehydrated because you haven't drank anything for, I've made a video about this, where you get dehydrated while you sleep because just through expiration, your body loses bodily fluid, right? And you haven't replaced it at all. So, and after you take a piss and after you take a shit and everything like that, you are empty. So, weigh yourself then. That is the lightest you're going to be. That is actually as close to you can as like being on an empty system. Now the problem is a lot of times people will go to the scale later on that day and they'll weigh themselves again, and that'll drive them fucking crazy, because then all of a sudden they'll be like, I gained 4 pounds today. No, you didn't. You just got shit in your system now. You just got fucking food and water and fluid. You're hydrated. That's the problem. That is a mistake I made too, because I was so focused on that fucking number that I weighed myself every fucking day, at least every fucking day. And I was fucking happy about it, because I weighed myself the same process every single day. I could actually see the scale dropping because I was in such a caloric deficit and I was working out so very, very hard using my program, Everyday Day Fitness Volume Training. You can check that out at everydaydayfitness.net also. We're having an Everyday Day Fitness Volume Training Challenge Facebook group with a $250 prize. You can check that shit out too. It'll be linked up above. But, once it got to the point where it was getting down to the wire, once it got to right about this time last year, my wife started hiding the scale from me, because I was weighing myself like twice a day. It was starting to fuck with my head, just to fucking be real, because it gets to be a fucking issue. It was fucking with my head. So my wife started hiding the scale from me later on in the day, which I do truly fucking appreciate, because that will fuck with your head, and it is not good for your goals. Your goal is to get healthy and lose weight, not the fucking number on a scale. There is a fucking difference. Anyway, number 2, I didn't put nearly enough variety in my food. Now, everybody always jokes all the time. I eat like the same shit over and over and over again, but that is not always great. So like right now, there's a lot more variety in my nutrition. Like I eat salad some days. I stick with my chickpeas and mustard and all sorts of weird shit that people fucking like laugh at, which is fucking true. I mean, I eat some weird fucking shit. But it's what's good for me. It's what suits my taste. Like I crave mustard. I crave the fucking saltiness and the vinegary of mustard. So I don't know why, but I fucking put it on a lot of shit. But that works for me. You need to make sure you're still satiated. You need to make sure you still get a happy mouthfeel. But you cannot fucking just eat whatever the fuck you want. It's different. But you do need to provide some variety. And I think for a while I was just clicking along, same thing, repetitive, and like I really started craving fucking foods. And that's when I started putting in reward days, where I would make sure I would just eat the calories less, like 200 calories less for 3 days in a row, and that way I'd have 600 extra calories to have a reward meal, and it would normally be like a great fucking sushi dinner or something like that, just to get different textures and feels and everything like that. So not enough variety. You got to make sure you plan in some variety with some reward meals. It's absolutely a fucking necessity. Probably the third mistake I made, and this one's very, very hard for me, is rest. I do, at the time I still had my full-time job plus full-time YouTube plus working out very hard, and in a very serious caloric deficit. So I also am not a sleeper. I do not sleep really well. For my entire life, probably 4 to 6 hours was average. I really sleep about 6 hours now. It's much better. But that's honestly about it. 6 hours is probably my average. And back then I was sleeping about 4.5 because I was getting up every morning doing Live at 5, but I was also working out till late, working on Every Damn Day Fitness stuff while I had my corporate job throughout the fucking entire day. So I was not getting enough rest, and that was truly affecting me. And I really feel that led to some water retention, some stress. Raises your cortisol levels. Not fucking good. Very fucking not fucking good. And lastly, the fucking last thing was, I fucking needed to be, set realistic understanding of what was happening with my body. I needed to be real with myself, meaning I even have a couple videos about this, like the lies we tell ourselves. I really thought that I could lose 30 pounds and be done. I truly thought, coming from 240 something to down to 188 or 182, I thought I would be fucking shredded to the fucking bone. I really did. I ended up at 186 by the date. But I thought I'd be fucking shredded, and that's not the fucking truth. I was very lean, but I was not fucking shredded. I really fucking wasn't. You need to be realistic about your goals. A lot of people think that I'm going to go and lose 30 pounds and I'm going to look like this fucking dude in this fucking magazine. Put the fucking magazine down. Fuck that shit up. Close your fucking Instagram and understand you're losing weight for you, not to look like anybody else. You need to look like the best version of you. So the critical analysis needs to happen in the mirror, and you need to celebrate the fucking victories you have of losing weight, but you also need to understand that you need to be realistic with what's going to fucking happen. If you start at 350 fucking pounds and you want to get down to 150 fucking pounds, you're not going to fucking have shredded abs. You're probably going to have some fucking loose skin, and that's just being real. So be real with yourselves. Those are my 4 tips, 4 mistakes I fucking made while losing weight last year. I just realized it's getting to be about that time where my wife took the fucking scale away from me, so I thought I'd make this video. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents on the matter. My name's Alan Roberts. It's Every Damn Day Fitness. Hit me up on Instagram at Every Damn Day Fitness. Hit me up on Twitter at Every Damn Fitness. I'm also on Facebook at Every Damn Day Fitness, and I'm on the internet at everydamndayfitness.net, where you can find that book, Math and Willpower, and you can also find the Every Damn Day Fitness Volume Trading Challenge Group for $250 cash prize at the fucking end. Goddamn.